Don't be shy. This is a rare chance, you know? Excuse me. Don't you think you should stop? She's clearly uncomfortable.
You photograph every dish?
Yes, so I can recreate dishes at home. Taking photos helps me remember. I wonder if I can recreate that amazing taste from last night. Every morning, I wake up early and challenge myself to recreate the flavors of the restaurant meals I ate the night before. And then, I turn them into a bento and bring it to work every day. That's my routine. Alright, nailed it! Reproduction rate, 95% I would say. People might think it's pretty eccentric to be doing this on a weekday morning. I'm Masaki Ise, 28. I work in product development at a food manufacturer, and eating out and making bentos is both my hobby and part of my job.
So, which restaurant's reproduction bento is it today?
Whenever I open my bento in the company break room, my senior coworkers always ask, "You know that famous udon place near the aquarium? Today, it's their specialty, takone sushi, packed with shiso, bonito, and tuna. Perfect for chilled bento box." My coworker's eyes widened. I guess it's only natural to be surprised seeing raw fish in a lunchbox. A few years ago, the company cafeteria opened, but I've never used it. I always bring my own bento.
Issei, you're as dedicated as ever. I mean, all the other guys are thrilled to eat at the cafeteria these days.
Thrilled? Is there some sort of special collab menu or something?
I heard there's a really pretty new staff member. Seriously, men are so simple.
Hey now, not all guys are like that. Guys like me and Issa exist too, you know? Don't generalize. These two are always fascinated by my bento. They're my seniors, but they joined the company together and ended up marrying. They're always so kind to me, bringing me regional sweets from their trips. Yeah, that reason doesn't make sense to me. If there was an incredibly delicious new dish, sure, I would go without hesitation.
Well, Issei, you only care about food after all.
It's true, my passion for food is so strong. I haven't really been interested in romance. Then one day, I went to work without making a bento for the first time in a while. A lunch meeting about the new product. Well, the cafeteria sounds good for once. I hadn't been there in ages. Maybe there would be a new menu. I felt a little excited, and then... Huh? Something's going on? Near the cafeteria entrance, a man in a suit I didn't recognize was persistently hitting on a woman, smirking. Come on, just one meal. I won't do anything bad, okay?
No, that's really not...
You're really shy, huh? Just leave it to me. You'll be fine. Any restaurant will treat us like VIPs.
I'm working, so please stop.
Such an arrogant guy. Doesn't he see she's uncomfortable? It was obvious she hated it, but for some reason, everyone pretended not to notice. Don't be shy. This is a rare chance, you know? Seeing her trembling hand as she lowered her gaze, I stepped between them. Excuse me, don't you think you should stop? She's clearly uncomfortable. Surprised by my sudden words, the man widened his eyes at me. Who the hell are you? What's your relationship with her? I work in this company's product development department. I don't usually eat at the cafeteria, so this is my first time meeting her. Heh, just some random guy. Heh, what a buzzkill. Whatever, I'll be back. See ya. With that, he waved his hand and walked off. He didn't seem like a company employee. I was concerned about the woman, but since the meeting was about to start, I just gave a slight bow and left too. I felt like everyone was talking about me. Am I imagining things? After the meeting, heading back to my department, I noticed a lot of stares from passing employees. The inexplicable discomfort made me tilt my head when... Ise, hey! Come here for a sec! I heard! Ise, you embarrassed the heir of one of our major clients in the cafeteria? Heir? I just told off a guy harassing the cafeteria staff.
I knew it.
The seniors exchanged glances, part exasperated, part amused, hard to describe.
The guy you drove off was Takashi Yayoi. He's the son of the CEO and an executive of that nationwide chain with nearly 300 restaurants.
Huh? He didn't look it at all.
Huh?
Well, he did act overly self-important, like he thought the world revolved around him. But what kind of air can't even tell when someone's uncomfortable, thinking you can lead people without empathy? Man, you're great. I like you even more now.
Hey, this isn't funny. Oh no, I'm laughing anyway. Oh man. Well, basically, he's a big shot client. In short, someone we really shouldn't mess with.
Ah, that explains why everyone was pretending not to notice. It all made sense now. But the woman was clearly in trouble. Isn't it natural to stop someone from doing something awful?
You're right, but we just worried because the guy's powerful. But personally, I'm grateful you stood up to him.
She told me she had been approached by that guy before too. A womanizing heir. What a pain. Well, don't worry, Ise. I agree with you. Even if he's an heir, if he causes chaos here, we can't tolerate it. If anyone tries to blame you, I'll protect... Shouldn't you focus on protecting your wife instead? But thank you. Gah, can't argue with that. Seeing him dramatically clutch his chest, his wife giggling. Yeah, I'm glad they're close. That whole day, I stayed the center of rumors. Just how powerful is Takashi Yayoi? Still, I didn't even know who he was. Can't blame me for that, right? With those thoughts swirling, I left at the end of the day, thinking a food tour would help. And then...
Excuse me?
You're from earlier.
Yes, I wanted to thank you. You really saved me.
Even though her shift ended at 4 p.m., it seems she waited all this time just to see me.
Afterward, I heard from the other employees. That man's some bigwig, right? But you were the only one who helped me. So please let me thank you.
With that look, I really can't just say I didn't know. No, you don't need to thank me or anything.
Please? Do you have plans after this?
As part of product development, I was planning to grab dinner somewhere to study food anyway.
I also visit lots of restaurants to learn about cooking, so I know a fair bit. If you'd like, let me introduce a new restaurant and treat you there as thanks for today.
A new restaurant? By the way, which place?
Here! It just opened 6 months ago. But if you've already been, I can suggest another.
I'll go.
Really? I'm so glad. Then let's go.
The woman, who introduced herself as Miri Nishima, presented many recommended places in great detail. Among them were a few I had been curious about, but hadn't tried yet. This woman's passion for food is real. Just as she had said, she seemed well versed in a wide range of cuisines. Cheers! From her list, I picked a place, and we went to one of Mirina's favorite Japanese restaurants. Thanks to our shared love of food, I was able to bond with her quickly.
You photograph every dish?
Yes, so I can recreate dishes at home. Taking photos helps me remember.
That's a wonderful hobby that ties into your work. Could you share any tips for recreating flavors?
Well, taste perception changes greatly depending on temperature. So first, it's crucial to eat food at the right temperature.
I've never thought that deeply about it. Why does temperature matter?
When the temperature difference from your body's 36 degrees Celsius is about 25, that's when people perceive food as delicious. It's said that's when our taste sensitivity peaks, so it's important to eat food while it's still at the ideal temperature.
Amazing! From now on, please let me call you Sensei.
No, not at all.
You could totally recreate Ghibli food and anime dishes too, right, Sensei?
No way. That's like a dream. I've never actually tasted those dishes.
It's a dream, but it wasn't a dream.
No, it is a dream. And so, as we grew closer through our food outings, I learned that Mirine's father runs a diner.
I want to inherit the diner someday, so my dad suggested working in the company cafeteria to learn.
Huh? The cafeteria is good for learning? Honestly, that's a bit surprising.
Well, actually...
As she told me more about her father, I was so shocked I couldn't even close my mouth. After that, I started skipping making bentos on days I wanted to see Mirine and went to the cafeteria instead. Naturally, whenever we met, we would get excited talking about recreating dishes again. Hey, you've been real chummy with her lately. Didn't you say you had just met her that day? That was a lie, right? Takashi glared at us, frowning as he watched. He's a client heir, right? Why is he hanging around our cafeteria so much? Does he have nothing better to do? It wasn't a lie. The day I met you was when I first learned about her. After that, she thanked me for helping her, and we started talking. Tch, so I'm the reason you two got closer? Damn it! Takashi audibly grinded his teeth. I was gonna overlook you standing up to me last time, but nah, I just can't let it slide. You've got some nerve. That's it. I'm terminating every contract for the seasonings this company supplies to our chain. You're gonna regret messing with me. What a disgrace to the heir title. While I sighed in disbelief, the cafeteria fell silent at Takashi's loud outburst.
Excuse me, I've told you before, we can't have you causing a scene here.
The rest of these employees seem smart enough. No matter how loud I get, nobody here is gonna risk speaking up against me. Just as the deluded heir said that, someone besides us finally raised their voice in the cafeteria. Hey, thank you for everything, sir. Huh? Who are you? Senior. He's conflicted, wanting to defend me but scared of angering the heir. His behavior's off.
Hey, don't make this messier. We're going to report this. Come on, let's go.
A kind but slightly unreliable senior. But somehow, I still admire him. More importantly, you. Why would you refuse a date with me but get all buddy-buddy with this guy? Tim, he circled back to that. Someone like you wouldn't last a second if I went all out. I'm an executive of a nationwide chain. Mirine trembling, looking like she's holding back angry tears. I knew I had to protect her. Wouldn't last a second, huh? A man in a kimono entered the cafeteria and addressed Takashi. Master! Thank you for always taking care of my father and me! I'm Yayoi Takashi! Takashi, the son of Yayoi. It's been a while. I hear you're still expanding your chain. Are you managing it properly? Of course! My father faithfully preserves the flavor you taught him. Rest assured. I'm content as long as I pursue my own flavors. I don't care about money, fame, or business. If your father wants to expand the chain, he can do whatever he wants, as long as he can manage it. Takashi bowing exaggeratedly, rubbing hands, clearly unable to defy him. So tell me, why would he not last a second? Well, actually... Takashi glanced toward me and Mirine, then confessed to threatening contract termination. I see. And you think you can pull that off? Of course! With my father's help, we don't need these rude suppliers. We are a 300-store national chain. Don't underestimate us. Mirine's father let out a deep sigh. So, even knowing I oversee this company's seasonings, you're going to do that? Huh? There was no announcement or anything. How could I have known? You're joking, right? Didn't I tell you earlier? I don't care about recognition. I'll never put my name on something even if I supervised it. No way! Takashi Yayoi visibly turned pale. Actually, the president of this company is a regular at my diner, and when they built the cafeteria, they asked me to run it. But I have no intention of managing anything beyond my own place, When I declined, they asked me at least to supervise the seasonings. That's how it happened. By the way, which seasonings did you supervise? Almost everything related to dashi. Since I turned down running the cafeteria, I figured the least I could do was offer that. Now tell me, without my dashi, how's the Yayoi group's flavor supposed to hold up? I'm waiting for your answer. Sweating profusely, Takashi Yayoi bowed his head low. It's impossible. Even if I didn't know, I spoke out of turn. I sincerely apologize. There's no way we would pull this company's seasonings from our chain. Please, master, I beg your forgiveness. After apologizing to the man he called master, Takashi Yayoi turned to us and muttered, "Damn it, who would have thought my dad's mentor would show up here? And that he would be supervising this company's seasonings? Some things are just unbelievable. You two got saved by a miracle. I'll let it slide this time, but I swear I'll make you pay in some other way." Desperately trying to act tough, Takashi Yayoi was like an emperor with no clothes by now. After all, there was still one more thing Takashi didn't know. Masters heard everything you just said, so maybe you should stop while you're ahead. What did you say? No, master, this is between me and these two. We'll continue the seasoning contract, so don't worry. But there was no way the master would just accept that and step down. In fact, he was trembling with even greater rage. Because the man they called master was... What payback? If you think you can lay a finger on my daughter, go ahead and try. What? Daughter? Mirine gave a small nod. That's right. The master was Mirine's father, a renowned washoku chef. Though he ran a small diner, he had trained many apprentices, a charismatic figure in the world of Japanese cuisine. And thanks to his connection with the president, he supervised your company's seasonings. I had been shocked when I learned that. Not only did you mess with Mirine, you even tried threatening her, huh? No, master. There's a deeper reason behind this. You there? Yes, sir? Mirine's told me about you. You're in product development, right? I want your honest answer. After seeing Takashi Yayoi's behavior, do you still think we should overlook it just because he's an important client? Mirine's father fixed me with a stern gaze. At the same time, Takashi looked at me as if begging for mercy. Normally, a company man prioritizes profits, but I think this is different. If a client abuses their position like this, I believe cutting ties to protect our employees and partners is unavoidable. Just as I had heard, you're quite the man. Mirine's father looked satisfied, and the surrounding employees who had witnessed everything burst into applause. The final decision's up to the president, but I'll also recommend cutting ties with the Yayoi group. Please wait! If you do that, it will throw the stores into chaos! My father will be furious! What are you saying? Weren't you the one who wanted to pull the seasonings? Or was that just an empty threat? No, it's... The circumstances have changed! Please, I beg you, let us continue as before! Takashi bowing hastily. I could hear quiet chuckles from the surrounding employees. Perhaps even Mirine's father was too exasperated to speak anymore. I focused on calming the still nervous Mirine and thanked her father again. Masaki, you okay? Senpai, thank you. Huh? No, It was you two, right? The ones who hurried to bring Mirine's father to the cafeteria.
My father told me. He said he was on his way to the president's office when you explained everything and rushed him over here. Thank you so much.
Hearing our words, the senior couple exchanged looks. Then, I don't think you'll be blamed either. Thanks for standing up for me. Masaki! Even for a senior like me, you!
Thank you so much, Masaki. You stood your ground even knowing he was an heir. You were so cool.
Needless to say, their loud sobbing sparked new rumors about me. Later, Takashi's father apologized to her president and to Mirine's father. Apparently, he proposed continuing business if they had let his son resign from the board and start over as a part-time worker at one of their stores. Why the hell do I have to be doing groundwork with student part-timers? Damn it! It seemed Takashi still hadn't grasped the situation. Word was, he kept bad-mouthing people even at the store. Maybe it would take more time for him to realize he should be grateful just to have work. Several years later, I had been with Mirine for quite a while by then. And today, I came to celebrate her finally taking over her father's diner. Congrats, Mirine!
Thanks! From now on, I'll need your advice on recreating dishes even more. Please keep helping me.
Of course, my skills aren't much, but I'll help whenever I can. Mirine's father quietly watching us, then patted my shoulder. Use your skills here at the diner too, and apply them in supervising the seasonings like I did. You mean? I'm retiring from the diner, and from supervising the seasonings. I'll tell the president you'll be taking over. It's an incredible honor, but I feel like it's still too much for me. Huh, a guy with such half-hearted resolve isn't worthy of marrying my daughter. At a sly smile, I hurriedly declared, I'll do it! Please let me supervise the seasonings! And please let me marry your daughter!
Hey! You two can't just decide that on your own!
Standing up to the powerful always carries risks. Maybe I only came out okay by sheer luck. But if you just look the other way, nothing changes and nothing begins. Watching Mirina blushing, I felt once again, taking that first step had truly been worth it.
Huh? Sounds boring. I'd rather be closing deals. Can't you give me something cooler? Why won't you answer me? I've been waiting this whole time.
I told you before, I can't do this.
Gah. What do you mean boring work? Just because he's the president's son, he thinks he can say whatever the hell he wants? Not in the center of the world, but as soon as the guy left the department, the one shouting was Yairo Yusei. He's my colleague, a 27-year-old team leader working in the sales department of Estia General Insurance. Rough day, huh? Takio-san, you gotta hear this. And I'm Minato Takio, 1 year older than him, and also a team leader. Yairo's frustration was all thanks to the recent hire, our president's son, Hiroki Nukita. He's only been with the company for about 2 weeks. Since joining, he's mostly been shadowing Yairo, who's his mentor for now. Mind joining me for this client meeting today? Huh? Sounds boring. I'd rather be closing deals. Can't you give me something cooler? Watching a seniors meeting is important to build a sense of how it's done. Nukita seems desperate to prove himself quickly, and always complains when Yairo tells him to follow the proper process. On top of that, he's been whining about it to other coworkers, making everyone uncomfortable around him. Why the hell did the president pick me to mentor him? If it's about doing the job well, the cool high-spec Takio-san's way better. You're friendly and good with people. Maybe they valued personality more. Yairo's not wrong that my sales record is solid. That's because I joined fresh out of college and learned through trial and error. But I know I'm not exactly charming outside of meetings, so it's obvious I'm not mentor material. By the way, Nukita's 25, a weird age to be entering a new company, but the president must have had his reasons. He's got an attitude, sure, but he still does what I tell him, so I haven't reported anything to management yet. But next time he opens his mouth to complain, I'm bashing his head in. Calm down. I get it's rough, but if you're gonna snap, make sure no one's watching. Most days, I just listen to Yairo's rants with a bit of joking, keeping him from actually swinging that bat. About 3 months after Nukita joined, despite his cockiness, he seemed to want to improve. Yairo told me he's gotten to the point where he can visit clients and handle simple meetings on his own. One day, we were at the upscale restaurant, Miyanoi, to plan a client dinner when I stumbled upon a shocking scene. Why won't you answer me? I've been waiting this whole time.
I told you before, I can't do this.
Nukita, what the hell are you doing?
Takio-san!
That's China Matsubara, a beautiful junior hostess at Miyanoi, and my contact for client dinner planning the past 3 years. She was inspired by elegant Japanese cuisine she ate as a high schooler, and dreamed of becoming a hostess ever since. She studied tea ceremony and flower arrangement, then joined Miyanoi. She's still training at 26. Huh? Takio-san? What are you doing here? That's my line. You told us you were heading to a client visit today, didn't you? Well, no point in lying. I heard what you just said. Did you seriously stop by here for no reason and hit on her after your meeting? Yeah, I... Apologize to her. She's always helped our company, and you go and bother her? Completely unacceptable. My deepest apologies.
As long as it doesn't happen again.
After making him apologize, I sent him back to the office and stayed to talk with Matsubara-san. I truly apologize for the trouble our employee caused you.
Not at all, Takio-san. If anything, thank you.
May I ask what happened?
Well, we met for a business intro a week ago, and he secretly gave me his contact info. He said, "I'm the president's son. I can treat you to luxury." I declined, but he wouldn't stop.
I don't know how to apologize enough. I'll definitely escalate this and make sure it's handled properly.
Thank you. If you say that, then I can rest easy.
So I gave her a deep apology, wrapped up the original business planning, and headed back to the office. Back at the office, I immediately reported everything to Yairo and the sales manager. He was hitting on a staff member at Miyanoi? And you didn't tell me? We're going to apologize right now. Naturally, the manager and Yairo were furious. The three of them went to apologize again at the restaurant. News of this screw-up reached his father, the president, who chewed him out and even threatened to fire him. A few days later, I visited Matsubara-san again to check on things. Has everything been alright since? Please, feel free to let me know.
Thanks for asking. He's come by the restaurant a few times, but there haven't been any incidents. Since I knew he was the president's son, I couldn't talk to anyone about it. It's just, I wish I'd had the courage to speak up myself.
She'd kept silent out of concern for Nikita's status.
That's why your help meant so much to me, Takio-san. If anything ever comes up, please don't hesitate. I'll always be here to help.
I appreciate that, but really, I just did what anyone should. I look forward to working with you again. For years, she'd simply been a reliable, beautiful partner in my work. But in that moment, her pure smile stirred something new inside me. Meanwhile, damn it, why the hell do I have to go through this? He seemed calm after getting reamed, but in truth, Nukita was quietly seething at me. Snitched to management, then had that cozy little chat with Matsubara-san too? He clenched his fist in frustration behind the scenes, until one day, he caught wind of something unexpected. Seeing a sudden shot at redemption, he grinned like fate had finally handed him a break. 3 weeks since the Nukita incident, during a break with Yairo, I casually brought something up. Haven't heard much complaining from Nukita lately. He doing okay? Yeah, he's doing cold calls and drop-ins on his own now. I just check in when he asks stuff. Still a bit cocky sometimes, but compared to the beginning, he's grown a lot. Man, when I found out he messed with Matsubara-san behind my back, I nearly lost it. Glad nothing happened after that. One more slip and my nail bed would have been soaked in ketchup.
Terrifying, man. Spare me.
What? You defending him now, Takio-san? I respect you so much, and this is how you treat me?
Why does it always come to this? Put the bat away, man.
Even if I say that, there are just too many rivals for me to call Takio mine alone. Since that incident, he's been getting closer and closer to Matsubara, and he looks so happy whenever he heads out for meetings. Pfft. I know his mouth corners lift by exactly 3 degrees whenever he's going to Mianoi.
What's with that precise angle? And how do you even notice that?
I don't want any pests buzzing around him, but I can't exactly throw shade at Matsubara too. It's frustrating. Oh, right, Takio. What happened with that business deal you mentioned earlier?
Nah, the one with Grand Reeve? It finally reached the estimate stage. Took long enough to get here. Grand Reeve is a small company that delivers meals to elderly customers. I've been proposing a growing term policy for business protection to them. It took 6 months before President Kamita started to trust me. Corporate insurance involves big money, so earning trust is key. After 6 months of effort, I'm finally seeing the results, and it's a relief. The last meeting was 3 weeks ago, and the next one is in 1 week. I've already prepared the documents, but it's a 2 million yen deal. I've gotta stay sharp.
Sorry to bother you during work, Takio. Do you have a moment?
Matsubara? Is something wrong? Another issue?
Well, President Kamida from Grand Reeve just arrived at Mianoi with Mr. Nukita.
What?
You've always been the one in charge of meetings with President Kamida, right? That's why seeing him with Nukita seems strange to me. I was hoping it's nothing but...
I didn't know about this either. Thank you for calling.
I'm sorry I didn't realize during scheduling. Right now, someone else is handling communication with Mr. Nukita.
Since the previous incident, Matsubara and Nukita have avoided contact. Unfortunately, that's now backfired. No, this isn't your fault at all, Matsubara. Would it be okay if I came over?
Yes, please come safely.
He really did it. This is a full-on hijack. I hang up with a headache and explain the situation to Yairo. His face quickly fills with rage.
How dare he pull this without telling his mentor? All right, I'm straightening that punk out myself. Come out here.
Calm down. This isn't the time. We need to head to Mianoi, now. We don't know how the meeting came about, but we can't let it slide. After reporting to the sales director, I rushed to the upscale restaurant as the original account rep, with Yairo coming along as the mentor. Meanwhile, Nukita, in the middle of the dinner meeting. Just as I said before, President Ueda, as the president's son, I can offer you a better deal than Takio.
Is that so?
Yes, Takio is pushing unfair terms to secure high profit from this contract. My offer is the fair one. I truly hope you'll reconsider. Huh, that was easier than I thought. Actually, 3 weeks ago, Nukita overheard that my deal with Grand Reeve had reached the estimate stage. Using his status as the president's son, he gained Kamida's trust. Then, by offering better terms, he managed to hijack the negotiation. I even secretly copied Takio's documents and studied them thoroughly. I explained everything perfectly. I've got this.
I understand. Your explanation was clear. As the president's son, you're quite skilled.
Thank you. Then... Feeling like he sealed the deal, Nukita's expression shows confidence. But...
However, You haven't noticed something.
Huh?
My name isn't Ueda. It's Kamita. Same kanji, but read differently.
What? You mean I've been saying your name wrong this whole time?
Also, I'm not particularly fond of beef. You used to avoid it for me, you know.
No way. Yukita, oblivious, had earned her disapproval. Realizing the blunder, panic overtakes him.
Let me say this as a president. Sales is about understanding your client. You may have the documents and figures down, but did you ever try to know me at all?
Well...
You say Takio was pushing unfair terms, but tell me, who's really trying to use me for their own gain?
Her smile is gone. Her guarded eyes say everything. The trust built over 6 months is already shattered. Excuse me. Takio? I finally arrived at Miyanoi and immediately sensed the tension in the air, so I stepped in. President Kamita, there was a mix-up on our end, and I sincerely apologize for the trouble. May I resume the meeting as the original representative?
That's fine.
I continued the business meeting with Kamita, while Yairo pulled Nukita out of the restaurant. Yes, I made sure he left the nail bat behind. You do realize what you've done, right? But what? If you've got a reason that'll make sense, let's hear it. Momentarily flinching at Yairo's fury, Nukita still speaks with his usual defiance. 3 weeks ago, I heard Takio's deal finally reached the estimate stage. I wanted to get back at him for ratting me out, and I wanted my dad, and Matsubara, to finally acknowledge me. I thought that if I closed this deal, they'd see me differently. So I created a better estimate, contacted President Kamita directly, and barged in on the deal. You little punk! You tried to steal the deal over something that petty? Ha! Corporate insurance clients are usually in high positions of power. With such large sums involved, trust is absolutely critical. If an outsider cuts in just for personal gain, that alone destroys every bit of trust that's been built up. Think about how much trouble you've caused me and this company with your selfish personal motives. You might already know, but this deal is worth 2 million yen. If it falls through, you could be facing not just termination, but even a damages lawsuit. Prepare yourself. Damages? He had already been given a formal warning from upper management, so there was no room for excuses. Nukita collapsed to the floor, totally defeated. Meanwhile, I was sitting across from President Kamita, whose expression remained sharp, trying everything I could to recover the situation.
You've treated me very well, and I was hoping to do business with your company, but it's clear there's a lack of coordination.
I sincerely apologize.
Maybe I should reconsider the contract altogether. Even if I do proceed, he did offer a lower price, you know. Are you saying that deal is still on the table?
Well... The passive-aggressive tone from someone who'd been friendly up until now was cutting deep. The trust I spent 6 months building had clearly taken damage. From the looks of the documents and quoted figures, what Nukita proposed was slightly below market rate, but just low enough to still be feasible. In prioritizing the sale, he'd set the price strategically, knowing it would catch Kamita's attention. If this is what it takes to keep the deal alive, I'll have to swallow some tough terms. That might be the only form of sincerity I can show after the blunder. Just as I made peace with that and prepared to speak...
Sorry for the wait. Sorry for the wait. Miss Kamita, we just received a fresh shipment of grapes from Nagano today.
Oh?
These pears are especially sweet as well. Please help yourself if you'd like.
All the set menu items had already been served. There shouldn't have been any dessert left, but the moment Kamita saw the fruit platter, her stern expression began to soften. The truth is, Kamita loves fruit. Every time she visits Miyanoi, she looks forward to their seasonal, hand-picked selections. Wait, this might have been Matsubara's doing. After so many meetings with me, Matsubara had learned what Kamita liked. Seeing how tense the meeting had become, she must have acted on instinct to help.
Why, thank you. It looks delicious. I'll have some. Finally, I was able to repay the favor, Takio.
Kamita seemed to take it as if I had prepared it myself, and she smiled as she tasted the fruit. Nagano grapes are known for their high sugar content. Miyanoi really lives up to the name.
Yes, you seem well informed. I always eat them around this time of year. I didn't expect to be served some today.
As we chatted casually about food, the heavy tension in the air gradually lifted. As I gently steered the conversation toward topics she enjoyed, I could feel the cracks in our trust slowly being repaired. Then, after 2 hours into the meeting, normally about the time things wrap up, President Kamita suddenly spoke.
That dessert was delicious, and the conversation was enjoyable. Yes, maybe we should reset and go over the estimate again next time.
Huh?
You've been working with me for 6 months, and despite everything that happened, today was a good discussion. It might sound odd, but as a company president, I understand how sales can lead to internal conflicts like this. So, I'll let it go. This time. For your sake.
Thank you so much, President Kamita.
It's fine. I'm counting on you for the next meeting, also.
And with that, Kamita left the restaurant in good spirits, taking a taxi home. Whew, barely dodged disaster. If Matsubara hadn't stepped in, it honestly wouldn't have been surprising if the contract had been canceled. I owe her big time. As I watched Kamita off, still deep in thought, Yairo and Nukita appeared. I'm truly sorry, Takio. My poor supervision caused all this to happen. It's fine. Raise your head. You didn't do anything wrong. But the one who really needs to apologize is... Under my cold glare, he trembled for a while before speaking. If the deal had collapsed, I could have been fired or even sued for damages. Thank you, and I'm truly sorry. Seems like Yairo gave him a solid chewing out. Nukita bows again, even deeper. Why'd you do it? If it wasn't just resentment toward me, I'd like to know the reason. When I asked, Nukita began to speak slowly, voice hollow. I always looked up to my father, the company president, and dreamed of being a great leader like him. After university, I tried starting my own business, but it failed in just a few years. I couldn't join a company as a new grad anymore, so my father gave me a spot here out of pity. I guess I started acting cocky because I was desperate to prove myself. That desperation turned into bitterness toward you, and I ended up doing something unforgivable. I no longer belong at this company. To take responsibility, I'm thinking of quitting. My father already told me this was my last chance. If you quit now, it might be impossible to get hired full-time anywhere else. I know. Still, this is all my fault. I'll start over from scratch with a part-time job if I have to. Alright, I get where you're coming from, but just so you know, that doesn't mean I forgive you. I understand completely. So, you're serious about quitting? Yes. As I watched him, I thought hard. I looked to Yairo, who gave me a look like, it's your call now. Alright then, Nukita. I've got something to say to you. What? Later, back at the office. Nikita was scolded harshly by the department head and the president, who then personally accompanied him to apologize to Grand Reeve. He had been dead set on submitting his resignation letter. "I'll follow you for the rest of my life." "Let go." Thanks to my input, Nikita didn't end up quitting, because on the way out, Kamita and I had a certain conversation.
He hasn't even been with the company for a year, right? Still, it's impressive how well he's learned the complex mechanics of insurance. Please let him know I said that. As a form of closure, I won't do business with him anymore. But if he keeps learning, I believe he has real potential. I think he deserves another chance.
I relayed all of this to our company president and suggested that if Nikita was genuinely remorseful, perhaps he should be given one last chance. I no longer sensed any malice in him, and if he keeps growing like this, he might become a real asset to the company. Just a pragmatic judgment call, nothing more. Still, I can't believe I ended up being Nikita's new mentor. I've never been the mentoring type. "Please don't say that. I'll bring you tea, give you massages, anything you want." Yeah, just don't ever cause trouble for Takio again. Do it again, and you know what's coming, right? Oh. Maybe the ordeal made them admire me too much, because both Nikita and even Yairo started acting way too fond of me. I wasn't doing this for their sake. I just wanted to protect my contract and the company. By the way, despite some compromises, we were able to move forward with the same deal conditions. They're now reviewing it internally. Let's rewind a bit, right after we got through the Grand Reeve fiasco. Matsubara, thank you so much for thinking on your feet like that. No doubt about it. This time's MVP was Matsubara, who's working hard to become a full-fledged hostess.
Not at all. I was just finally able to repay you for the help you gave me back then.
Oh, that? I just did what anyone would have done.
No, you were the only one I could turn to. I'm truly grateful. And by the way, Takio-san, if it's alright with you, I'd love to see you. Not just through work, but outside the inn as well. What do you think? Ever since you helped me that day, I haven't been able to stop thinking about you.
Huh? Oh, actually, I've been drawn to your smile too. If you'll have me, I'd love that. And so, we started dating. I'm told my face softens only when I'm with her, and honestly, I'm aware of it now. If you keep building it, trust will always follow. Maybe that's why we ended up together too. Takio! Know your place. Though, the trust Yairo and Nikita put in me might be a bit too much. Even though I'm happy, I can't help but be a little exasperated with them.